Hey, what's up y'all? It's Jodo Jake. Welcome back to the channel. What if you had $1,000 to spend right now on Pokemon singles from the Scarlet and Violet era? Well, that's what we're gonna do in today's video. We're gonna look at some cards on TCGPlayer and we're gonna spend our Monopoly money, our imaginary funds on singles from the Scarlet and Violet block. We're gonna look at cards anywhere from $5 to $50 to $500. And we're gonna spend at a grand total about $1,000. So let's just jump right into the first card. We're gonna spend $5 on the Mewtwo from 151, the Black Star promo from the UPC, the Ultra Premium Collection. This card is beautiful. Right now, it's selling for about $3, $2.99 for shipping. If we look at the chart, there was a ton of these that were bought on Black Friday. It's kind of crazy. I think at $3 or $4, yeah, see, $4.99 including shipping. So what we can do is we could add one of these to our cart, spending it around $5. Now, I want to point out that we may go over our limits. So like, let's say it's a $5 card and we spend $6 or $7, that's okay. We can pay the additional for shipping, whatever that is. And if we're looking at a $50 card and it's like 55, 60, that's okay, because the next jump up from there is about 75. So we have some wiggle room, whether we're down or up, but that's how I'm going to go about it. Now let's jump into our second card. Our second card is going to be the Pidgeot EX from Obsidian Flames. Now this card is really cheap for a special illustration rare. Right now it's around, let's see, this is light play. Let's look at near mint. Oh, same price. Wow, that's crazy. So $11.81. It's a little over our $10 limit, but let's see if we can find any closer to 10. So yeah, so $1.99 with shipping. We can add this one to our cart. So right off the rip, we have a $10 SIR. Like, that's crazy to me. I think Obsidian Flames is probably selling for around $110, $120 per booster box. And to pull a special illustration rare that's only 10 bucks is kind of crazy. And it's a Kanto starter, or not a starter, but it's a Kanto Pokemon. I think it's slept on. So next up, we're gonna look at the Greninja EX from the Scarlet Violet collection box. I absolutely love this artwork. It reminds me a lot of that vintage, like Japanese woodblock style. I believe it's called ukiyo-e. It's from like the 17th century or something like that. It's very, very old art style. I absolutely love this paired with the Kingdra. The Kingdra promo is even cheaper. Should have been on this list if I'm being honest. Absolutely beautiful card. Definitely worth the $15. So that's a lightly play. Let's take a look at near mint. Yep, $15 on the spot. So we can just add this directly to our cart. Next up, we're gonna look at our $20 card, and that is the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames. I mean, come on, y'all. This card is beautiful. Right now, lightly played, it's going for 17, 18 bucks. Near mint, perfect. We're on the money with the $20 mark. I think I would add this to my cart for 20 bucks. I mean, hoping we can find a copy that's PSA 10 worthy, or just a really clean copy for the binder. I mean, look at this card. It's absolutely beautiful. Very whimsical, fairy tale like. It depicts Ninetales honestly perfectly. Now, before we jump into our $25 card, I want to take a moment to consider those that may think, hey, one card for $20 is kind of expensive. So what about maybe multiple cards for $20? And so I provided an option for those that might want to consider that. And I went with the Frigibax line from Paldea Evolved. Right now, you can buy Frigibax for around $7 near mint condition. And if we look at Arctibax, it's around $3. And so we're at like $10, and then Baxcalibur's around $15 near mint. So we're just a little over, or more close to 25. But I think that you could probably find, yeah, this is Japanese. This is English for $10. So yeah, we're on the money for around $20 if we want to add that entire line, which I believe is just insane. Like, Kamiya kills it with this. I love the psychedelic look. You know, it might be a love it or hate it like relationship with this art style, but I mean, Kamiya is like tried and true. Like, he's been around since the beginning, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Frigibax. I think this whole evolution line reminds me a lot of something that would maybe come out of like Generation 2 or maybe even Generation 3. Now we're gonna jump into our $25 card, and it goes down to the Miraidon EX from Scarlet and Violet base. I think this card is insane. When this card first got leaked, I fell in love with it. I'm a big fan of Miraidon. I like Miraidon more than Koraidon. But at $25 for a special illustration rare from a card from a set that's been out for over a year and a half, I think that's just a guaranteed buy. So if you're looking to spend something between $25 and $50, maybe $40, I would include the Miraidon. So the Miraidon is like $15. That's $40 on the money. So if you're looking to spend $40 on 2 special illustration rares from the Scarlet and Violet era, these are like a no-brainer. Like I said, like that Pidgeot was only $10. For Miraidon only being $15 for a special illustration rare, to me, it's a screaming buy. Next up is our $50 mark, and we're looking at 2 cards for this $50 mark too. So we're looking at the Altaria from Paradox Rift. This special illustration rare is so beautiful. It reminds me a lot of the Aerodactyl and Dragonite from Sword and Shield, and it's had some lows. It's kind of climbing at this moment in time, which is kind of crazy. It's taken this long, but absolutely beautiful card for around $26. I mean, plus shipping, we're looking at like a $34 card right here. So we're gonna take that $34 mark, and we're gonna add Garchomp into that, which is around $27 right now. So we're a little over 50 bucks. I mean, this one's lightly played, near mint, $20 right there. So we're at around, I wanna say like $55, which I think $55 for these 2 special illustration rares from Paradox Rift is like a no-brainer. Garchomp is honestly one of the biggest pseudo legendary dragon types, and Altaria is another like sleeper, like fan favorite, I would say. Definitely 2 of my favorites from Paradox Rift. Next up, we're looking at our $75 card, and that is the Groudon illustration rare from Paradox Rift. This card's doing numbers right now. It's currently selling for around $76 near mint. I mean, it's a pretty badass artwork. You have Groudon with the volcano in the background facing the ocean. I'm honestly really hoping that's an Easter egg to maybe a Kyogre illustration rare or a special illustration rare, because honestly it looks like Groudon's looking at something in the ocean, like he's ready to battle or something. Really, really like this art. So let's see if there's any cheaper copies. Let's actually look up the near mints. Near mints are $66. Okay, that's better. That's saving us almost $9. So let's say we had like $15 to spare. Let's say we bump this up to maybe like a $80 limit. We could grade this card. We could potentially grade this card, hoping we get a PSA 10. Obviously, we need a minty copy for that. But that card's going for like $200 to $250. So this is my recommended buy. I do think that this card will continue to go up for the time being. It is a beautiful artwork. One of my favorite illustration rares from the Scarlet and Violet era. Next up is our $100 mark, our $100 limit. And you're probably wondering, well, this is like a $32 card. Well, if I had $100 to spend, I would buy 3 of these Ghastlies, 3 minty Ghastlies, and try to grade them all. Because I think this is one of the best illustration rares we'll get in the entire era of Scarlet and Violet. And I say that because this is a unique one. There's not a lot of illustration rares that include a lot of other Pokemon. And to add to that, there's not a lot of illustration rares that show an entire evolution line of one Pokemon. We have Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar with this scared, timid Meowth. Like, this card is doing a lot. And at $32, I think it's unjustified if Groudon's going for almost double this. So I would buy 3 of these, grade all 3 of them. I have one in my binder. I have one in a PSA 10. Definitely worth picking up. And I mean, let's look at near mint. Is it going for cheaper? Like, is there an option? Yeah, you can definitely get 3 of these. Yeah, you can definitely get 3 of these. Maybe even 4 if we find the right seller with cheaper shipping, because we see some of these at like $25. Definitely what I would buy at my $100 mark. So now we're off to the $200 limit. So if I had $200 to spend on Pokemon cards from the Scarlet and Violet era, I would buy just these 2 cards. I know that sounds crazy, but let's just take a look. So the first one is this Charmander from the Pokemon Center ETB, but this is the exclusive one, not the regular promo, but the Pokemon Center stamped one. And it's selling for around $110 shipped, and I'm pretty sure that's probably the cheapest one. This one says Japanese, but there's no Japanese Pokemon Center ETB promo. They don't have Elite Trainer boxes. So yeah, $110 with shipping included. and I would pair that with the Snorlax. Now I know that this card is selling for a little over 100, it's $115, and we have one for 110, 115, 115. Yeah, so we're realistically looking at like $125 to $130, but I think we have enough wiggle room based off some of the other cards we may have purchased. But anyways, I would spend that 200 on these two cards and hope to grade these, obviously, because these cards are going for a lot in PSA 10. I believe the Snorlax is selling for around 300, 350 in a PSA 10. And the Charmander, I think this one's selling for like $600 right now, maybe even more. I have no idea. I don't have either of these cards raw or graded. I have both of these ETBs, both of these Pokemon Center ETBs sealed, but I will not open these for the promo. I'll wait at a later time to pick up these two promos for my binder and potentially grade some. Now we're down to our last $500, our $500 limit, and you're probably wondering why we're looking at this Mew EX for $500. Well, actually, we're gonna look at the near mints. I don't know why the light play says it so much, but the near mints are selling for around $14 to $16. Now, what I would do is I would buy 30 of these promos, hoping that they come sealed. I mean, obviously, we could probably look at eBay to get pictures, or maybe even on TCGPlayer, we could find some listings that have them sealed in the cellophane. And I would buy 30 of these promos right now because I think they are super slept on. I mean, I'm telling you to buy them at $15, and I bought mine at $3. So yes, I have some position in this. I have bought multiples. I'm not selling any of them. I'm probably gonna buy more. I'm not trying to shill this card. I truly think that this card is still undervalued at its price point now, and I would honestly buy $500 worth of these singles and put them in, tuck them away in an ETB and let them sit for a couple of years, because the UPC is over $200, and unless we get a reprint, and I do think we will, these cards will not see a correction, and they'll only slowly, gradually move up. All right, y'all, so we're gonna take a look at the cart and get a sense of what our damage is. So our cart subtotal right now is $1,053.98. Now this includes all of the cards we talked about today, including our options like the Ninetales Frigibax option at $20, the Miraidon, if we want to add that with the Miraidon. And so if we subtract those cards, we're looking at pretty much nearly $1,000 cart subtotal. And I think that's pretty great. I mean, some of these cards are really expensive, like the Pokemon Center ETB promos, which I don't currently have. And like I said, I'm not buying these right now. I'm just a cosplayer, y'all. I'm just hypothetical playing around with fun Monopoly money. But in all seriousness, if I didn't have a lot of these cards already, I would be looking at them to buy, to grade for my binder. Absolutely love these cards. There's, like I said, the Pokemon Center ETB promos are two that I don't have, and I wouldn't probably recommend buying these on TCGPlayer, especially if they don't have photos. I would look at eBay, but I would prioritize trying to find these in person at card shows or card shops in your local area, just so that you can look at them closer, especially if you're looking to grade. If you're looking for a binder copy, maybe TCGPlayer is an option. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a great list. I think the Mews are like a definite buy right now, even if they are up a lot from where I bought them at. I might actually buy a few of these right now. But anyways, y'all, let me know what you guys think of this list. Did you buy any of these over the Black Friday weekend? What would you do differently if you had $1,000? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, y'all, happy collecting. Peace.